Everybody out there, all my MDK gang members out there, go check out Cole TV. I checked it out myself. That shit's dope as hell.
Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pro Wrestling 60. I'm XLJ, the OG, joined by my partner in crime, my brother from another mother. I don't know if he's working a gimmick right now, if he's really on the phone, but this week he's hailing all the way from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, Mr. B-Roll.
Listen here. I don't care.
Okay.
No, I am not a Cody crybaby. He's got to finish the story. Listen here, Dwayne.
Oh, you know him on the first name basis. Wow, impressive. So, welcome back.
You believe that?
Yeah, he hung up on you. He's a busy dude. Well, welcome back, Mr. B-Roll. We're glad to have you back this week. Hopefully, finally, we're getting back to some sort of rhythm, if you will. It's been a couple chaotic weeks back here on PW60, but we're working on it.
Normal? What is normal?
Yeah, what is normal indeed? Not a whole lot happened this week in the world of wrestling, right? Nah. We're done. Bye. No. Oh my gosh. It's literally a never-ending story. And with that being said, I'll let you get in your line so we can get right to it.
Yeah, you could use the never-ending story as the catchphrase for this year, or you could also very well use what in the 2024.
Yeah.
But as we say here on PW60, the clock starts now. Let's get into it.
Yes, and yes, indeed. It is the never-ending story part 2. As we talked about it last week. Man, oh man. Amazing what can happen in a week, right, Mr. B-Roll? Holy crap.
Yeah, no kidding. And I mean
we were talking.
You know me. Me. I don't want to say like I'm conspiracy theorist, but like I think of these like what ifs. Like
yes, you do.
Like I had said, do you think Bayley was supposed to really break Rhea's record, or was it a timing issue?
Yeah, and then there's this. So yes, the WrestleMania XL kickoff press conference took place this past Thursday.
Where at?
In beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada.
Viva Las Vegas!
Don't pull a Travis Kelce, buddy. Anyways, so yes, they had the kickoff of the press conference, and man, oh man, I gotta say, they did deliver here at the end with this incredible segment, leaving the entire wrestling world and the entire world just in awe of like, where in the hell are we going with this story next? So to catch you up, in case if you didn't know by now, about a week ago. Oh, go ahead.
I just had this thought, and this is going to totally derail us, but this is what happens when we're live. So, do you think we're going to see Cody Rhodes in a Fast and the Furious now? Literally just thought of that.
That's the match on night 1 to go to work with Vin Diesel of the Fast and the Furious.
We're talking about family.
But no, as we said a week ago, we were having this conversation, and all eyes appeared to be Cody was out of the main event, and it was The Rock and Roman. And boy, oh boy, did the WWE Universe reciprocate that they didn't like that. As we covered here last week, the most disliked video, a lot of hatred for The Rock all throughout the week at events and whatnot. We get to this press conference, and Cody declares and makes his decision, folks. It is on. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, will finally attempt to finish the story at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia against the head of the table, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. But here's the thing. We got, 6 or 7 weeks till WrestleMania, and there's going to be a lot that's going to happen between now and then. So it seems like this is the matchup, but don't be shocked if some monkey wrench gets thrown into this. What do you think what do you think could possibly happen? Do you think, I think a lot of people think triple threat. Do we go with like Rock and Roman's corner, Hunter and Cody's corner? Because now Hunter's kind of involved in this story. There's this confrontation coming up this week on Friday Night SmackDown with the Bloodline, including The Rock, against Hunter. What do you think is going to happen these next 6 or 7 weeks?
Who knows? Who freaking knows?
Yep.
I've heard everywhere from Cody main events both nights, faces The Rock in one, faces Roman in the other. I've heard everything from it's going to be a tag match because they're calling back to the first WrestleMania with Cody and Seth versus The Rock and Roman and yada, yada, yada.
Well, if they do that, I think that'd be night one. I mean, one way or another, I think we're getting a Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns involved in this undisputed Universal Championship matchup. I think that's happened. Whether or not there's other elements involved, we're going to find out over the weeks to come. But here's the thing, folks. Everybody gets worked up over this and stuff. You got the Cody crybabies, like, hey, I'm a Cody crybaby too. I am, and I'm darn proud of it. But not to the extent of where, and we're going to talk about this in a little bit, where I'm berating people on X and whatnot. But just sit back and enjoy the show. Because I got to tell you, B-Roll, I'm a lifelong fan. I've been watching this for over 30 plus years. And anytime they can get like somebody like me hooked onto this and just not knowing what the hell's going to happen, means that I can definitely, they are cooking. So let them cook. And yes, we do kind of smell what you're cooking there, Rocky. But yeah, this was just chaotic at the WrestleMania kickoff press conference. The slap heard around the world. Yeah, with The Rock and Cody. And then Seth being involved too. It's just, I don't know where this is going, but man, oh man, it's exciting times in the world of professional wrestling and in the WWE. And folks, we're on the road to WrestleMania, and already it has been explosive. Hey, have you had a chance to see the WrestleMania teaser that they put out yesterday?
I did. It's pretty epic.
Pretty epic, yeah. So, well, I'm sure this is going to probably be our top story for weeks to come here on PW60. Can't wait to see where it goes next. Going to be interesting to see what happens tonight on Monday Night Raw with Cody, and what happens this upcoming Friday night on SmackDown when the Bloodline confronts Triple H. But I tell you what, if it wasn't for that, this would probably be our top story, because this is just a complete, utter shock. Scott D'Amore, the man who reinvigorated TNA Wrestling, brought it back from the ashes, was fired this week from Anthem. How shocked were you about this news?
What in the 2024?
This definitely wasn't on my bingo card.
Yeah, you showed me this on your phone, and I was like, what? Why? And I hate to say it, with all the McMahon stuff, I'm like, oh gosh, what did he do? What did he do?
Your mind refers to worst case scenario. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
what he did was he did a damn good job of bringing back TNA Wrestling. So, from what we've heard and read, it sounds like apparently Scott, he was let go because he was spending too much of Anthem's money, and they're kind of wanting to. Obviously, they've put in their own guy in place, which you have to forgive me, I forget who that is, who's now running things, so to speak. So, or is he? I don't know. This is just kind of came out of left field. It's still trying to process this to see where it's go, but I do know our good, close, personal friend Jay has some actual information that's been brought to light that we didn't know about. So you know what that means? It's time for a little bit of the Dirt Sheet News.
I'm pretty sure everyone already knew that wrestling fans are some of the dumbest people on earth. That's why they fell for the whole, hey, it's your boy Jay, bona fide member of the Dirt Sheet Press. And here are some stories you may have missed this past week within professional wrestling. TNA Wrestling, President of Operations Scott D'Amore fired by Anthem so Anthem can move in their own people as they are citing budget cuts. The thing that is unclear is if this is something true or a bit of a work. Some people close to the situation are saying the whole reason why TNA's next pay-per-view is taking place from the very same place that TNA's last pay-per-view took place is because TNA is going to start a storyline so crazy that those that decided to sign with AEW or WWE instead of TNA may be a little bit upset that they didn't stick it out, as Scott D'Amore is about to start a storyline that will rival the NWO's. But others amongst the scene, as we heard of the crazy talent-only meeting, even though some talent can confirm that this call even happened, others cannot. A lot of people are thinking, especially with that word synergy being thrown around, that TNA may soon be sold by Anthem to TKO Holdings, as TKO is already in charge of the TNA network. It turns out that Drew McIntyre is basically holding his contract for ransom if he does not get a shot at a world championship, possibly the IC championship at WrestleMania. The reason why Drew McIntyre has yet to put pen to paper with his new deal within WWE is he is expecting a very high profile match at WrestleMania. So could Drew McIntyre possibly be an entrant into the Elimination Chamber and win to get a shot at WrestleMania? Or could he get shoehorned in some other way so Drew McIntyre could stay with the WWE? No matter what happens, I'm sure Drew McIntyre will find a way to get featured on the card. But we all better hope it's on high and for that world championship, or we may not see the Scottish psychopath in WWE ever again. And those just aren't the facts. Those are the dirty facts. The Dirt Sheet News!
Oh, Jay. Man, what do you think of that scenario he presented? What if this is a work?
You know, you can't put it past them, right? Like,
Yeah, crazier things have happened. I mean, that's the thing. That's the beautiful thing about pro wrestling. The only thing that's sure is nothing's for
nothing
sure.
for sure.
Well, it was a big weekend this past weekend in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling as the New Beginning took place. And man, oh man, the name The New Beginning could not be more correct, as we saw the end of some great rivalries, the end of some talent, and some fresh faces really kind of like elevating up the card in New Japan Pro Wrestling. It was a phenomenal card, by the way. Kazuchika Okada did defeat Hiroshi Tanahashi for the very last time they will meet in what looks like will be the last time they'll meet in New Japan Pro Wrestling in that historic rivalry. We do know Okada's got one more matchup, and it does look like it may be going up against the man who defeated Bryan Danielson in a classic one Zack Sabre Jr. Man, that match was freaking awesome, dude. Like a technical masterpiece, as you could imagine. It would have been our match of the week if it wasn't for one, which we'll talk about here in a second. But also, we've got new IWGP Tag Team Champions as Kenta and Chase Owens defeated God. How surprised are you that God already has lost the tag titles and to Kenta and Chase Owens of all people?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I must say.
It's like a little hot potato action or something.
Yeah, because I mean they literally just won them at Wrestle Kingdom.
Just won them literally or about pretty much a month ago.
But
and here we are.
The real question is, where do we go from here?
Yeah, I don't know, but I can tell you this.
What's it mean for Bullet Club? What's it mean for?
Yeah, because I mean they're kind of splintered off from Bullet Club, sorta. And let's talk about this. My gosh, this was insane. This this 5-on-5 cage match with the United Empire going up against the Bullet Club War Dogs. Easily, probably one of the most violent matches in New Japan Pro Wrestling history. One of the more violent matches I've seen in a long time. The storytelling in this was phenomenal. This match went over an hour. I love the cage. Now, years ago, New Japan used this style of cage. And if you're familiar with pro wrestling, this is like the cage of death that they used in Ring of Honor in CCW, essentially. So it's like kind of like goes around the perimeter of the outside. So it's like you still can work in the confines of the outside. But anyways, man, this matchup was nuts. The stories that was told in this one, it was just incredible. I love the story with Akira, how he didn't really want to be in this matchup. He was bloodied and beaten, and then ended up like kind of just was like turned it up like 10,000 notches. Essentially, they finished with Ospreay. B-roll, for God's sake, they were taking apart the ring, and like people were falling through the fucking ring because the planks were falling apart. This match was nuts. And to me, this really, like, this was like a defining moment for the Bullet Club War Dogs. And this really puts that group to me as like this group of like crazy badasses you don't want to be messing with. Now, of course, as we know, this was Will Ospreay's last New Japan Pro Wrestling match, or at least in his contract. With him going to AEW, it's likely he will work some matches here and there with New Japan Pro Wrestling. But man, oh man, what a send-off in this crazy-ass match. And the Bullet Club War Dogs did pick up the win in this one. What do you make of this insane matchup, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, insanity is one way to put it, probably the best word for it. I don't know. I'm sitting here and I keep looking like you say like a picture's worth 1,000 words. And
yeah.
And in that shot where it's the 5 of the Bullet Club War Dogs and just Ospreay, like in that very shot alone, it tells so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm a big Will Ospreay fan. So
But man, oh man. Wasn't the last match I expected for him in New Japan, but still a hell of a matchup nonetheless. And of course, this had to be our matchup of the week. This insane war cage match with the Bullet Club War Dogs defeating the United Empire. Also this week, we got some new AEW Tag Team Champions as Sting and Darby Allin defeated Big Bill and Ricky Starks, and thus cementing Sting as the oldest wrestler to hold an AEW championship. I think, what was it, 60? Sting 64, I think. Something like that, but it's just like crazy. Huge congratulations to them, of course. Unfortunately, the celebration would be short-lived due to those damn EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, as they beat the holy hell out of Sting and Darby at the end of this. It's obviously we're going into Revolution. It's going to be Sting and Darby probably defending them against the Young Bucks. Man, oh man. Me personally, I wasn't surprised at all that Sting and Darby won. But boy, oh boy, it is going to be interesting to see what's going to happen these next couple weeks as we get closer and closer to Sting's last match. I don't want it to be Sting's last match, bro. I want to keep going. He's still got gas in the tank.
I know. You'll just have to hold little Sting tight. Hold him tighter.
I'll have to hold my Stinger tight indeed. Well, let's talk about the rest of Dynamite, which was a insanely loaded show. First and foremost, we got to talk about that Swerve Strickland Hangman Page #1 contender match.
I thought easily could be another contender for match of the week.
Yeah, it really could have. It really, like, this was a tough week for match of the week. There was at least 3 matches that was just like stellar. But we went the 30-minute time limit. Also, too, did you notice kind of like a little role reversal here, wouldn't you say? Kind of like Hangman's now the heel and Swerve's the babyface?
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. Wasn't expecting that. We got to see the CMLL war against the Blackpool Combat Club continue on. Of course, we got to see Chris Jericho go up against Takeshita and Takeshita picking up the win. Not only picking up the win, tapping Chris Jericho out, man. Very impressive win there. And of course, as we mentioned, Sting and Darby picking up the win for those tag titles. And we got to see Timeless Tony Storm in action. Dynamite was a pretty loaded show, wasn't it, my friend?
And her and Deanna practically breaking the internet, I mean.
Oh, my God. Yes. Tell me about it, man. It was an awesome Wednesday night Dynamite. Now let's talk about Rampage on Friday night, as we got to see the Undisputed Kingdom in action against the Best Friends. Also, Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale were in the main event going up against Saraya, Ruby Soho. Looks like Saraya's finally done with the antics of Ruby Soho is finally done with the antics of Saraya. She had the note she was reading as she was walking out at the beginning of the show, or at their entrance, so it makes you kind of wonder what's going on there. But yeah, Friday Night Rampage was a good, solid show, but we got to talk about Saturday Night Collision. How about that main event? Tomohiro Ishii and Orange Cassidy for the International Championship. Anytime I get to see Ishii on my TV, I'm for it. What was your favorite match of Collision? Would you say it's that one with Ishii and Orange?
I think so. I mean, that was kind of a match I didn't know I needed in my life.
Right? Yeah. I love the back-to-back matches with Deanna and Tony Storm. That was kind of cool how they did that segment. I thought was really cool. How about Brody King and Mark Briscoe? Man, that was a freaking
yeah.
And then, of course, we got to hear the Adam Copeland talk. And now on Wednesday on Dynamite, we're getting Daniel Garcia, who's arguably one of the hottest wrestlers in AEW right now, as he'll go up against Adam Copeland to determine the number one contender for the TNT title. Pretty exciting week in the world of AEW this week. But we got to talk about it. The big announcement. We got Big Business was announced. That's coming to the TD Garden in Boston. A special episode of Dynamite. It's going to be a loaded show. But wait a minute. What's this? What? Dollar signs.
Why is there an extra S in Boston?
Yeah, so it's Boston. I see what you did there. So obviously, all signs pointing towards one Mercedes Moné. This is obviously going to be her big debut for AEW and at the Boston Garden. Are you excited to see Mercedes? I know you are. That's a silly question because you talk about her all the time.
And it also does my heart really good that you called it the Boston Garden. It does my heart good.
Yes, indeed. But this is going to be exciting to see. And I don't know, B-Roll. I think with those dollar signs, I think we could be seeing perhaps a double debut. Could we be seeing the Rainmaker make his debut as well? We're going to find out on March the 13th. But as we all know, and we've covered here on PW60, Kazuchika Okada is a free agent. He will be coming somewhere here to work in North America. But I don't know. It's going to be a huge adjustment for Okada to make, right? Like coming from, working in Japan and living in Japan to coming over here. But you know what? Our good, close personal friend, the Best Gout Machine, kind of has some tidbits and some advice to give the Rainmaker himself, Kazuchika Okada. Check this out.
P-Dub City. It has been announced that Kazuchika Okada will be heading to AEW. And I just want to say to Okada, welcome to America. A land where certain plants are legal in some states. Jinko Pants is making a comeback. Taylor Swift is our princess. And our queen is Shania Twain. America is special. You can pick between Whataburger or In-N-Out. In-N-Out's better. And unlike Japanese crap, Guys, we're upside down. And unlike Japanese crowds, I think America is very creative with chants. Can we do like a Okada, like something like that? We got to make something sexy for Homeboy. And I'm sure you're happy to go to AEW because in WWE you'd probably be a ninja or a sushi chef. And again, you got Kenny Omega over there. You're gonna have Will Ospreay. You could have another 7-star match on your hands. Yeah, we're horny for 7-star matches. Okay, you're still with me? Okay, now that I got your attention, Kento Miyahara is a god. That's all I'm going to say. Look him up.
He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. I'm just saying. Well, speaking of AEW, we're getting closer and closer to Sunday, March the 3rd for AEW's Revolution pay-per-view, and we have an update on the card so far. Now, we do know it's going to be Sting's last match. Hasn't officially been announced who Sting will be facing, but we kind of know, and we've talked about. But what we do know, Mr. B-Roll, is after what happened on Dynamite, we have an AEW World Title triple threat match with Samoa Joe. He's got the deck stacked against him as he's going to be defending against Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page. What do you make of this world title matchup? And can Samoa Joe defeat arguably the hottest guy in AEW right now and Hangman Adam Page?
Yes, he can, because Swerve and Hangman are going to be. Well, let me put it this way. I think Swerve's going to have Joe. And I think Hangman's going to cost him. And Joe will retain. Because, in my opinion, if this was a one-on-one matchup between Swerve and Joe, the crowd was going to be way too over for Swerve. And I think we just need to let it build. And I've gone on the record to say that I don't think Hangman and Swerve are done.
Yeah.
I think they will finally be done when they're in a cage. And I think this matchup sets that up.
I like it. Well,
and then Swerve could move on to the world title.
Interesting. Yep. And then you give Joe time to run with his the championship. I like it. Also, we found out Eddie Kingston will be defending his Continental Classic or Continental Crown Championship against Bryan Danielson. Man, oh man, I love Eddie, but damn, that's going to be a tough challenge going up against the American Dragon. But hell, if anybody can do it, it's Eddie Kingston.
It makes me happy. That match makes me happy.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be amazing, man. Also, Timeless Tony Storm defending that AEW Women's Championship against one Deonna Purrazzo, which I know you're
Speaking of making me happy.
Yes, indeed. And Orange Cassidy defending the International Championship against Roderick Strong. Already 4 matches into it. We know the Sting match is coming, but Revolution is looking like a pretty solid show. And it'll be here before you know it, folks. All right, let's go back into the world of the WWE and let's talk about Monday Night Raw this past week. And we got to talk about the guy who I think has been the MVP of Monday Night Raw here these past couple weeks. I'm talking about Drew McIntyre. First and foremost, can we talk about the shirt? Can we talk about the shirt?
We can talk about it. It's even better that it's available like that.
Yes. And then now that he's calling himself DM Hunk, oh my God. Like Drew McIntyre is on fire and he is, I'm telling you, we're talking about this stuff with Cody and Roman and Seth and all this other stuff. But Drew McIntyre needs to be in the talk of like having a main event matchup at WrestleMania. I look for Drew to go up against Seth in some capacity, but we'll find out about that here in the coming weeks. But man, oh man, Monday Night Raw, Drew McIntyre, you are killing it, sir. We got to see the Gunther celebration and a little main event. Jey Uso interrupting there. Do you think are we getting Jey and Gunther at Elimination Chamber, or dare I say, are we getting that at WrestleMania? You don't know?
Sorry, it cut out a little. It cut a little bit out there on my end. That's what happens when we're live, folks. I think you asked
We're live
me if we're getting Jey Uso,
Gunther and Jey Uso
Jey
at
Uso
WrestleMania
versus
or
Gunther?
Elimination Chamber. Well, Mr. B-Roll is having some technical difficulties. We're going to keep on keeping on, hopefully get him back in here with us. Oh, there you are. Oh, you good, buddy?
Am I here?
You're here. Just don't
Am I here?
move.
Do you see me?
Don't breathe. No, what I'm saying is, do you
Okay.
think Gunther and Jimmy Uso, are we getting that at WrestleMania or are we going to get that at Elimination Chamber?
Elimination Chamber.
I think so, too. I agree.
See, Dad Hat comes in here. Shout out to World Championship Wreckage, and he just he breaks my computer.
Nice. Well, Monday Night Raw was a solid show. Let's talk about Friday Night SmackDown. Once again, we got a little bit of DM Hunk and Drew McIntyre. It was announced that we are now having Elimination Chamber for number one contendership for the Seth Rollins Championship as well as Rhea Ripley's Championship, as we know. Of course, Drew McIntyre qualified after defeating AJ Styles. Randy Orton qualified after defeating Sami Zayn. Also, how about the confrontation between Bayley and Dakota Kai? It looks like they're going to be friends, maybe. I don't know. I'm just waiting on Dakota Kai to turn on her. Don't forget, we haven't forgot about what happened all those years ago at that NXT War Games where Dakota Kai pretty much destroyed Tegan Nox. So don't trust her, Bayley. But that's a movement. We got the hashtag We Want Cody. Nice. We want Cody movement. How about the hashtag We Want Bayley movement? We need to get that going. She should have been at the press conference. That was complete utter bullshit that she wasn't there. I mean, she's in one of the main event matches at WrestleMania. Not getting nearly enough love. I hope WWE is going to kind of correct that as we go along here on this road to WrestleMania. Also, we got to see a big, strong boy. One Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne are your new number one contenders for the tag team titles as they defeated DIY. So they will.
Yes, boys.
So they will face off against the Judgment Day at the Elimination Chamber.
Mhm.
Like I say, Friday night SmackDown was a solid show. And we also found out that Triple H will be confronted by the Bloodline next week. Well, that being said, let's go to our good friend Husky Rhodes for a Husky's hot take.
PW60, what up? It's Captain Meatball. So Friday night on SmackDown, Triple H basically told The Rock to suck it. He runs WWE, and it doesn't matter if he's a TKO board member. It will be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns in night 2 of WrestleMania. I have a feeling that this year's WrestleMania is going to be way more convoluted than WrestleMania 39. With just run-ins aplenty. I think The Rock is going to be in Roman Reigns' corner at Mania. I also think that Cody Rhodes is going to have some people there with him as well. For one, I think Triple H is going to be there. And also, I think Cody Rhodes is going to go over WWE's head, call Tony Khan, and let Dustin Rhodes come to WrestleMania. I'd love to see it. I don't know about y'all. What do y'all think?
That would be interesting if one Dustin Rhodes or Goldust did, in fact, show up to be in Cody's corner at WrestleMania. But, yeah, he presents an interesting concept. Like, Triple H kind of is involved in this story now. I feel like he would probably be in Cody's corner, obviously, I would think, if they go that route. But once again, that's the beautiful thing about this, folks. We have no idea where the hell this is going, and that's what makes it so damn entertaining.
Wait for it.
Okay.
Coming to me. Triple H is in Cody's corner. Triple H cost Cody the match.
You don't speak that into existence, sir.
And it's all because of him breaking that damn throne.
Oh, you rat bastard.
And oh my gosh, Roman Reigns retains. We have another freaking year of this.
Don't talk that into existence, damn it.
I think I just did. I need
Bad.
therapy.
Bad.
I need
Bad.
therapy now.
You're done. You're done. You're done.
I
You're
need
done.
therapy. Hold on.
All right, let's talk about Elimination Chamber, which is coming up here in a couple of weeks, coming live from Perth, Australia. Yes, read your Papa H book. Matches that we do know on the card. We're going to see the hometown native herself, Rhea Ripley, defend against Nia Jax. We do know Judgment Day is going to be defending their tag titles against Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. And we do know we have the men's and women's Elimination Chamber matches to determine the number one contenders at WrestleMania. So far in the women's match, we have Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair, and we have Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre in the men's matchup. And this upcoming week, we should determine the rest of the qualifiers in both of these matchups on Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown.
No. Riddle me this, and no, I did not find any clues as to what will happen in this book. But did you see like the leak of who's in the elimination chamber match for the?
I did. It's very interesting, and there's a certain name in there that brings some interest, I'm sure. But
it makes sense though.
Yes, I think, and of course, the name we're talking about is one Jade Cargill. I think if she is in it, I hope that builds to a match with her and Bianca at Mania. I hope that's the kind of the purpose of it.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, basically it showed that it was, I think it was Becky, Bianca, Jade, Liv Morgan, Naomi. Is there one more?
Yeah, but I forget, honestly.
I think it was Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, it was Tiffany Stratton. You're right. Yep. So I don't know. Like I say, there's going to be qualifiers all this week on WWE TV, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Speaking of the WWE, and we got to talk about NXT and what's going on in the landscape there. Carmelo Hayes is a bad man, Mr. B-Roll. Just he works so much better as a heel anyway, so I'm happy that we're going down this route. What'd you make of the Dijak and Dragunov matchup, that confrontation that led to that matchup on NXT?
Yeah, I mean, those are two very intense individuals.
Oh yeah.
If I was in a fight, I would want them on my side. Both of them.
I agree with that. Yeah.
But I'm interested to see where we go from here. I'll say that. I feel like it's kind of like this. It's kind of like I'm standing next to the swimming pool and I like dip my toe in, but I haven't decided whether I want to like do a cannonball yet.
Right. Yep.
That's where I'm at.
That's an excellent analogy, but you can catch all that action on Tuesday nights on NXT. So this was some unfortunate news that come out this week. The late Ashley Massaro. There's some information that's come to light about some obviously a situation that happened in the WWE under, we're not going to say his name because we refuse to talk about that asshole anymore. Her whole story it's tragic, man. It's really sad. I hate for that what happened to her. If that's really what happened, it's all the more, it makes you even more just wanna, it's vomit inducing. Because I mean, that type of shit shouldn't happen to any person. They should never be made to feel like that, especially like in the work environment. And I mean that shouldn't even happen. Like, what, we're not gonna really go into details about this. If you know, you know. I mean, you can Google it, look it up, but just such a sad story, man. And I just hope that justice is brought to her and her family over these tragic actions that happened to her. Just, it's sad, man. It's sad, and I think, I hate to say this, but I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. I think we're going to be hearing a ton more of these stories as time progresses, unfortunately. Well, earlier we talked about the whole, Cody crybabies and just going on to X and complaining. Earlier this week, we found out that apparently the rock star Ava was starting to receive death threats over this shit on on X, so she pretty much just shut her account down. I mean, like I say, I'm all for like I wanted the obviously I want the Cody. I'm in Cody's corner and stuff, but this is just too far. Like people let the shit happen. Let WWE do their cooking. It's gonna be fine. At the end of the day, as much as I love wrestling, it is wrestling. Just let it happen. You don't have to be that fucking nuts. You shouldn't under no circumstances do you threaten a human being's life. It's like these stupid ass keyboard warriors or whatever you want to call them, just fucking touch some grass, man.
Yeah, literally, just don't be an asshole and be a decent human being.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
Yeah, it's not asking for much, I don't think. Well, this weekend, the Jersey J Cup took place in GCW, JCW, and holy crap, man! This tournament was nuts, dude. It was a loaded tournament. But a huge congratulations to the winner and the new Jersey Championship Wrestling Champion, Masha Slamovich. Once again, she's done it, and she is our Wrestler of the Week here on PW60 as she went the distance in the Jersey J Cup, and not only winning that J Cup, but defeating Jordan Oliver in the finals to win the JCW Championship. Is there anything Masha Slamovich can't do, man?
Hey, as our good friend Cole Ratty Daddy said, Masha Slamovich, aka Masha Slamovich.
There you go, man. Well, speaking of independent wrestling, massive news come out as the two of the bigger companies on the independent scene are merging, as Progress Wrestling from over in Europe is now going to be joining forces with Defy Wrestling out of Washington State. This is huge, man, for indie wrestling. These are two of like the brightest independent promotions out there.
Yep.
I mean, how excited are you over this to see this?
Yeah, if this doesn't prove to you that independent wrestling is alive and well, and that we are literally living in a boom era for professional wrestling, I don't know what else does, because this is exciting.
Yeah, this is going to be huge. I cannot see to what this merger puts out. It's going to be amazing. And like you say, man, independent wrestling is at an all-time high. And I know somebody who's super excited about this, Washington State's own and our good close personal friend, one Michael J. Duplessis. Let's go to him right now for an indie report.
What up, y'all? It's boy Michael with another independent wrestling event report. First off, we have American Excellence Wrestling presents New Horizon Saturday, March 30th at the Orwigsburg Veterans Community Memorial Hall at 300 Grove Street in Orwigsburg, Pennsylvania, 17961. Doors open at 4:45. 6 p.m. bell time. axwtix.com for more information or to buy tickets. Secondly, we have Rad Pro Wrestling presents Night of Sentinels, Saturday, March 16th at 11 High Street in Amesburg, Massachusetts. 3:30 doors, 4 p.m. bell time. Rad Pro Wrestling's Facebook page for more information. And then we have the Lariato Pro Wrestling Guild presents Emerald City Fight Night, March 2nd, 338 West Lawrence School Road in Dublin, Georgia. TheLPWG.com for more information. Fourthly, we have New Texas Pro Wrestling presents Watch the Throne, Sunday, March 10th, bell time 6 p.m. at the Campbell Hall, at 7601 Red Bluff Road, Pasadena, Texas 77505. New Texas Pro Wrestling's Facebook page for more information. And lastly, we have Prestige Wrestling's. Portland Wrestling's Prestige Wrestling goes back to Los Angeles for a live or just breathing May 16th at the Vermont Hollywood, Los Angeles, California. PrestigeWrestling.net for more information.
I seen you dropping your jaw there at that last one, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't.
Josh Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Oh,
I did
baby.
not. I did not know that was happening.
Oh yeah, and our good close friend, the Best Gout Machine, is going to be there at that show too. Shout out to him. So, well, in news that was also kind of shocking this week as well, or actually came out earlier in the week. Rosie Agawa, which I know I butchered his name. I apologize. The father of Stardom, pretty much wrestling, was let go from Bushi Road, and now it appears he's going to try to start up his own promotion. Rumors coming out that this is kind of part of the reason why Kairi Sane didn't re-sign with them, and why it sounds like Julia's on her way out of Stardom as well. Yeah, I was a little surprised with this. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about the situation, but I mean, I just know like his face is infamous with Stardom Wrestling, so a little surprising to see what happened there. Hopefully this doesn't affect Stardom too much, because I mean, Stardom is just a phenomenal promotion. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens and how his promotion is going to be after all is said and done. Congratulatory news to one Sonya Deville, who tied the knot with her partner this past week. We here at PW60 want to wish her congratulations and a happy life with her new wife. So exciting news there for her. Boy, talk about some randomness here. The Undertaker, a full-blown character, showed up at a soccer game in Saudi Arabia to kind of present the trophy, I guess. Like, okay. That's pretty weird. Oh, yeah, this is pretty damn weird, too. John Cena made his debut as one of the Savannah Bananas, which if you aren't familiar with the Savannah Bananas, they're a baseball team. They're kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters for baseball, essentially.
Exactly.
Man, I didn't have any of this stuff on my bingo card. This is complete and utter just random. That being said, I think it's time we go to our good friend Brian for Brian's random moment of the week.
All rise for the Judgment Day. See, like the rise thing, like what they say, I kind of, but it's not like husky with the and all that stuff. Hi. Brian again without the hat. Brian's house of random. Yeah, easy for me to say. We're live, pal. Not really, but hey, go for it. Brian's random moment of the week here on PW60. Going to continue the series about pro wrestling factions in history, and now some current ones as we get ready to wrap up our series. And I want to look at, as I mentioned, the Judgment Day, a current series, current faction, things like that. So, I want you to build your ultimate version of them using current day superstars, current day wrestlers. It can be people from Ring of Honor, AEW, MLW. It can be from anywhere like that. It can be people from NXT. You want to bring up, take somebody out, put somebody in. And when you do, tell me who you want to keep, who you want to add, who you want to remove from the Judgment Day to build your ultimate version of them. Now, again, this is not pulling back from somebody from 1980 and any of that kind of stuff, but someone in the current timeline within the wrestling industry that you would like to see and you think would be a great fit for your ultimate version of the Judgment Day. And we'll go with the limit of, we'll say 5 total. We'll go with that number again. You, of course, if you want to keep Rhea Ripley in there as your female, as one of the 5, there you go. If you wanted to say, hey, bring Edge back into it as the ultimate founder and leader of it and build around him, you can do that as well. So there you go. Enjoy the great content from all the fellow content creators here on PW60 and have yourself a great time. And I'll see you again hopefully next week with another faction, another current day faction, and you'll want to stick around for that one. So bye for now.
Oh, Brian, get you thinking. We love
Hold
you,
on.
bro.
Hold on. I've got me an idea.
Okay.
So obviously, with Brian's proposal, obviously, I'm keeping R-Truth in, and R-Truth is now the leader of the Judgment Day.
I like it.
That long overdue. Long overdue. We're also getting Tom and Nick Mysterio. They're going to be in it. And the rest is still a work in progress.
Okay. Well, I like it so far. Well, as we said, we love Brian. We love everybody here at PW60, and we love our wrestling content creators. And this week, we're going with our Ruby Ringside Wrestling Content Creator of the Week. A lot of you know her. You love her. We love her here, too, at PW60. We got to go with that wrestling lady as our content creator of the week. I just have loved the videos she's put out here recently on, like, the Cody stuff. It's been... that wrestling lady's such an awesome person, man. Like, if you're not following her, seriously, give her a follow. She puts out some incredible content, and one of our favorite content creators for sure. So that wrestling lady is our Ruby Ringside Content Creator of the Week. Also, this past week, and this one hits near and dear to me because you know I'm a lifelong Bears fan. Once Steve Mongo McMichael was inducted, or is to be inducted into the Football Hall of Fame. Well deserved. He was a huge component of the monsters of the Midway, of the Bears in the 80s, man. And of course, relating to wrestling, we know a former WCW United States champion and a member of the Four Horsemen. We here at PW60 want to wish him congratulations on a well-deserved honor. So happy to see Mongo finally get his due to be put in the Hall of Fame. Awesome news, man, this week. Also, we found out we're getting another wrestling couple reality show. Yay. Johnny Loves Taya, which I think is going to be on AEW's YouTube channel. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. You can go and watch it there, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, I like both Johnny Elite. Is that what we're gonna call him? And Taya Valkyrie. So I actually wish I saw Taya more on our TV, but you know, it is what it is. But hey, maybe this leads to more time on the screen in AEW for both of them. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. This was interesting. Mick Foley announced this week that he would like to wrestle one last match, but he wants to do it in a death match. I don't know how I feel about that, B-roll. Like, I mean, Mick's had an amazing career. I mean, the greedy wrestling fan in me, sure, I'd love to see him one more time, but I don't know. What do you think of this?
I'll say this. I think there was one person out there that put it perfectly. I think it's one Matt Cardona that he needs to.
Oh,
yeah,
that's an interesting one I didn't see coming. So
he threw out the challenge. He said,
yeah,
"You're gonna have one last death match. Why not face the death match king?"
That was shit. Yeah, indeed. So we'll see what happens there if Mick Foley gets that one last match. And lastly, here in the world of wrestling, it was announced this past week that WWE Speed will be coming to X. Now, this is an interesting concept. It's like 5-minute matches that you can access and watch on X.
Yeah.
Because Elon Musk was like, "Yeah, I need some WWE on my X here."
Yeah.
I don't
know. To me, it sounds like drugs.
Yeah, it sure does. So,
and if that doesn't cancel us, I don't know what
will. But that's coming in the coming weeks. Be on the lookout for that. So, well, Mr. B-roll, appreciate you, brother, coming on, but I kind of need the floor here as we close out, my friend. But no, I love you, man, and appreciate you being on, and we will see you next week here on PW60, my friend. Love you, buddy. So, as we close out here tonight, I have some really sad news I got to share with everybody. You haven't seen me as much on like socials and stuff, if anybody follows me knows me, it's been like a rough time for me. But this last week I had to do one of the roughest things I've ever had to do in my life. And I had to go through it again. I had to say goodbye. And it's somebody that you all thankfully kind of got to know here on this channel. This past week we had to say goodbye to Chubby. And if you follow us here, you know you saw his show Chub Life, which was a blast to do. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's hard because I just lost Peanut, less than 6 months ago now. We had to say goodbye to Chubby. And I can tell you this with him. You guys, if you watch the show, you got to see like his unique personality. And he was just a one of a kind type of dog. I mean, the thing is with him, he had so many different like flaws, but at the same time too, he's so loving. It just goes to show you that we can all have these flaws and be misfits and whatnot. But all that matters is how much love you have in your heart. And I can tell you this, man. That dog loved us, even though he had some weird ways of showing it. He loved us, and we loved him. And I'm going to miss him so much. But Chubby, the cool thing was that we got to share with the world, his personality and stuff. And you can all see the footage here on Cole TV. It's rough. He's another one of my kids. Sorry. Chubby. Baby Chubby. Daddy loves you. I'm going to miss you. I know you're up there right now with your big brother Peanut. I love you, Chubby.
I can still remember me and Miss November rain, beautiful and strange, always so inclined, coloring outside the lines. Yeah, you were never on time. You've always been slightly awkward, kinda weird, upside down and not all here. What's wrong with me and you is crystal clear. Sometimes I'm in a room where I don't belong, and the house is on fire and there's no alarm, and the walls are melting too. How about you? I've never been the favorite, thought I've seen it all, till I got my invitation to the lunatic ball, and my friends are coming too. How about you? Don't worry, it's all just a symptom of being human. Unpack all your baggage, hide it in the attic where you hope it disappears. This all seems so familiar, but it doesn't feel like home. It's just another unknown. You've always been slightly awkward, kinda weird, upside down and not all here. Right or wrong, it's all so crystal clear. Sometimes I'm in a room where I don't belong, and the house is on fire and there's no alarm, and the walls symptom of being human. Just passing through, passengers on a ship of fools. We're all just passing through, passengers on a ship of fools. Sometimes I'm in a room where I don't belong, and the house is on fire and there's no alarm, and the walls are melting too. How about you? I've never been the favorite, thought I'd seen it all, till I got my invitation to the lunatic ball, and my friends are coming too, on a ship of fools. Don't worry, it's all just a symptom of being human.